Jesus tells us in A Course in Miracles that we are not a body. And he also explains that the only thing that needs to be changed is our mind. As we change our mind, we change our understanding of what the body is, what the ego is, how the ego made the body to symbolize separation from God. Interestingly, Jesus tells us that everybody who reads this course has an individualized curriculum. So each of us is going to follow an individual path that will be just a little different than anybody else's. Just as we all have our own fingerprint, just as every snowflake is distinct and unique, we too, as people, believing that we are separate individuals in this ego dream, will each have our own way of practicing spirituality and awakening to our true self. So in my case, yoga and movement has become an important part of how I disidentify with the ego self, with this person named Amy, and how paradoxically, even though the body is not real, I have a felt sense that my perception, my senses are being used by the Holy Spirit because I have asked. I have turned to Holy Spirit and said, guide me, lead me, make me a pure conduit for your miracles. And in so doing, this body feels brightened from within. And then there is the recognition, the confirmation that I am within God. I am an extension of God. And this I is formless, timeless, identityless, free, fearless and free. Each of you has an individualized curriculum. There is no formulaic way to awaken. There are many spiritual tools that are useful. A Course in Miracles offers a workbook for students, 365 lessons. So Jesus holds your hand every day for a year as he gives you practices and increases your understanding about what's really going on in the world, little by little. And you can spend as much time on the workbook as you need without becoming perfectionistic about it, because perfectionism is a telltale sign that now the ego has taken over and is pretending to be the Holy Spirit. And by the end of that practice, in my case, I had a profound spiritual awakening. A spiritual awakening can occur more than once, and there can be depths to it. So it's not the same as completing your seeing, as many people say, when they feel that they really are no longer identified as a person at all. It's very rare that anyone who is in that state of mind declares it anyway. It's more something that is magnetic, and you will feel attracted to a being who is so bright with light and whose personal needs are so thinned away that you know you're sitting at the feet of a master. In this case, Jesus, who is the manifestation of the Holy Spirit, that's the way A Course in Miracles explains the form of Jesus, can be your master, just working with the book A Course in Miracles. He will send you back out into the world and have you practice in your relationships. Take that in. Allow your path to be unique. In other words, you may factor in other teachings along with A Course in Miracles. And in my case, as I said, yoga became part of my practice. And so sometimes, rather than repeating a phrase from the Course workbook, I might simply say Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, because that attuned me to a powerful vibration and quieted my mind. The Course, too, speaks about the quiet mind and direct experience. And sometimes it just really helps to get a fresh perspective, and certainly to stop reading and to get up and move allows an integration of this profound material, which is very threatening to the ego, and you will need to take breaks. Find out what your pieces are, your customized spiritual path is. And if you need help with that, you can always join me in the intuition class, which really helps you discern between the voice of the ego and the voice of the Holy Spirit. Namaste.